All right, so as you guys know, Asmongold is not a guy we talk about too much. I think last time I did a segment on him, I could be wrong about this, but I remember him casually saying some genocidal shit about Palestinians. And so I remember covering that. I may have covered him once more since then, but he doesn't make the show often. He's not like primarily political. He's just this, this live streamer, I guess gamer live streamer type, but he's been getting more and more political recently. And so, it's quite often the case now that he shoves his foot directly in his mouth. So he goes out on his show here and he drops a nuclear hot take on us. Take a listen.
Had my way, I would disenfranchise 85% of the population instantly. I would take away their right to vote, and they would be saying after 10 years, 20 years, thank you. Thank you so much for removing this burden from us. We no longer have to worry about this. We don't have to deal with this anymore. You just
look at the assumption there. The assumption is there's this permanent elite class of responsible people who will make better decisions that will improve our lives too. That's the assumption. That is the dumbest fucking assumption I've ever heard in my life. It turns out if you have an elite cabal of people running everything, they make decisions that are good for them and their billionaire friends and not good for the majority of the American people. That's the reality. But instead, he makes it seem like, oh, if 85% of people give up their voting rights, somehow that's liberation. That's freedom. That's liberation. No, quite the opposite. Freedom and liberation is having the ability to vote and having some self-determination. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. Holy shit.
So much for removing this burden from us. We no longer have to worry about this. We don't have to deal with this anymore. You're just going to have the people that are in charge deal with the issues about getting rid of the bottom 2%? Absolutely, yes. And so that's it. That's what I would do. There are too many dumb people out there. And back in the day, we used to have presidents like Thomas Jefferson. And now we have presidents like George W. Bush.
He's ranting about there's too many dumb people out there. Like, homie, you are definitely in the dumb person category, bro. You just said stop 85% of people, ban 85% of the public from voting. And you think somehow you're going to be in that 15%? Bro, weren't there dead rats in your fucking room and cockroaches and shit? And don't you not shower for like months on end? Well, like, really? You think you make that cut?
Nope. Not anymore. Think about how close Kamala Harris came to winning the presidency and then tell me that...
Oh my God. Is he trying to say that Donald Trump is smarter than Kamala Harris? Because that alone puts you in like the bottom 10% when it comes to IQ level.
We got to do something about this quick. Things are going to get real bad. Oh, yeah. And they're dumbass, but disagree. I tell you that is, and the thing is that, guys, clip it. I'm ahead of the curve. I'm just ahead of the curve. This is going to be a bigger conversation every year. It's going to be a bigger conversation, a bigger issue. And so too fucking close. Yeah, way too.
It's going to be a bigger conversation to take away the right to vote from 85% of Americans. If that becomes a bigger conversation, you do realize it will be because we've gone full fascist and all of the billionaire fascist oligarchs will, in a nefarious way, be like, let's take away everybody's rights. And he's saying it like it's something we're all going to love. Oh my God, this is sad.
It's going to be a bigger conversation, a bigger issue. And so too fucking close. Yeah, way too close. And so just wait out. How people move up? Well, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's about making sure that the government isn't run by retards.
So here's what he doesn't understand, right? The only way to ensure the government represents the will of the people and gives everybody a decent quality of life is if everybody has a voice. If everybody doesn't have a voice, like, even if people are stupid, dumb, retarded, whatever word you want to use, right? Even if you think people are, they're ignorant, they don't know history, whatever. Would that make a difference? If somebody comes to you and says, hey, if you work a full time, should you be allowed to make enough money to survive? Yes or no? Do you think that makes a difference? No, you could have somebody who's smart and somebody who's not all that smart answer because they have a self-interested reason to say, of course, I think we should be able to survive. I might be one of those people, of course. So they'll answer the right way, regardless of what other ancillary issues there are about the individuals in question. Do you understand what I'm saying? So like, I could look at the American people and go, yeah, you guys don't know that many historical facts. You're kind of ignorant on this stuff. But at the same time, it's not a coincidence that the majority of people want universal health care. The majority of people want a higher minimum wage. The majority of people want to end the wars. Like, you go down the list and the American people are very progressive. And it's simply because you don't have to be a genius to not want to live in hell. And so that's what he doesn't realize. Like, he equates intelligence, right? What he views as intelligence with that necessitates good governance that makes everybody happy. No, but you could also have somebody who's hyper intelligent, who's incredibly selfish and greedy and piggy and rigs the system in their favor and screws over everybody, doesn't care, right? He just totally is looking at politics the wrong way. That democracy is a good in and of itself. It is an inherent good. Democracy is an inherent good. And the more democratic we are, the better society gets over time. The less democratic we are, the bigger a hellhole we live in, where people's needs aren't met and people don't have health care and people are sort of left behind and forgotten about. And so this is just absolute slop from Asmongold. But we're not done. So I think he responds to the backlash, and here's what he says.
It's just that people, again, I think that people are so captured by ideology, they're not able to look at things individually. I think that's the main problem.
What does that even mean? Everybody has, everybody has an ideology. Everybody does. Everybody does. Even the people who go, oh, I'm above the fray. I don't have an ideology. I'm not right or left. I'm just in the middle and above it all. Well, okay, well, that also is a framework. That is an ideology, which is the spectrum through which you look at issues. This like, I'm above. No, you're not. Nobody's above it all. Nobody's ideology free. That doesn't mean anything.
They're not able to look at things individually. I think that's the main problem that many people have. But, you know, that's life. And that's, I think that really, I should reveal to you this post right here. No, where is it? Wherever it was, down here. This was actually a social experiment. It was.
It says, aside from the Epstein stuff, Trump is doing exactly what he said he would do. Aside from the Epstein stuff, maybe there's too many crying Karens on social media, so they're afraid of the optics, but this seems so dishonest. It won't work either. The bridge is burned, and those people will always hate them. I think he's talking about Theo Von sort of turning on Trump a little bit, I guess. Aside from the Epstein. I mean, the Epstein stuff alone, it's like, sure, I wanted him to expose the elite pedophile cabal running the country, but now he's protecting the elite pedophile cabal. And aside from that, he's a good guy. Aside from protecting the world's most notorious pedophile human trafficker and his right-hand woman, aside from that, he's okay. Like, what is that? What is that? Now, by the way, he's half right, though, about the other part. Like, it is true that a lot of the shit, certainly when it comes to immigration, a lot of the shit Trump is doing, like he fucking said he would do. He went after legal immigrants on the campaign trail saying they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. That was about legal Haitian immigrants. So some of that stuff is the case. But other stuff, Asmongold, he didn't run on cutting pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels, but he cut pediatric cancer research and Meals on Wheels, right? He lied on the campaign trail and said, I'm not going to do Project 2025. And now he's bragging about doing Project 2025, and he's finished half of it already in his first year, okay? So 50-50 on that, but let's hear more about this social experiment he says he was doing. I'm sure, buddy.
Social experiment. And the amount of people getting mad at it was to prove my argument that 85% of people shouldn't vote.
Bro, what? I said something incredibly idiotic, and then when people correctly called it idiotic, I said, aha! So 85% of the country shouldn't vote. Dog, what? What? Oh. I'm sorry, you gotta retire, homie. Like, you gotta retire. Strike one, you're out. Like, this is hard to watch, dude.
That was it. Because none of these people think. None of them think. They don't want to think. So this was all part of my plan.
I love how he drops like a nuclear hot dumbass take, and then like if you disagree with it, he's like, you don't even like thinking, bro. Oh, really? Is that your fucking rebuttal? Jesus.
And I appreciate everybody playing into it. Yeah, this is I planned all of this out, obviously. Thank you for your contribution. Exactly. Yes, duh. And anyway, so I've talked about that enough. Who gives a fuck? It's just some people on Twitter. It doesn't matter.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I like the like gamer types and live stream type, the Aiden Ross and the fucking Asmongolds and these sorts of people, the fact that they've gotten political and they don't know dick about dick, that's had a horrible impact on society. And by the way, now Aiden is smart enough. He's trying to back out of the room and be like, me, bro? I'm not even all that political. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. So he's trying to wash the stench of Trump off himself, as we covered the other day. Asmon is still clearly fucking just lost and saying dumbass things, but I really hope people don't watch this stuff and take it seriously and get their political opinions from, you know, your friendly streamer who hasn't showered in a month. I really hope people are smart enough to realize a dumbass when they see one, but I don't know, man. It's a fucking shame, isn't it? It's a shame. And this guy's probably got a bigger audience than me. He's got bigger sway than me. And he's out there giving nuclear takes like 85% of the country should get their right to vote taken away. And then everything will be better. Because, you know, when we did disenfranchise all the women in the country and all the black people in the country, back then everything was fucking great, right? Everything worked out awesome. And that was a panacea, it turns out. It was actually, we were a utopia when we took away more rights. I mean, this is shit that you should have been able to fucking think through in like 8th grade and know it was all bullshit. But no, he still believes in these opinions. It's dark, bro. It is. All right, guys. That's the show. I love y'all very much. Thank you, as always, for listening. You guys know the drill. Everybody, please subscribe to the channel. You can also support the show on Patreon. That link is below. You can also tip with that thanks button on YouTube if you're so inclined. Remember, I've never talked to an advertiser or done an ad read or anything like that. This is real independent media, and you guys make that possible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. You can also sign up for Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. That link is below as well. And go subscribe to the Corin's World YouTube channel where we do live Kyle and Corin episodes every Monday at 8:30. All right, I love you guys, man, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.